What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Aftersound here, bringing you Splinterlands content every single day. We also stream right here on this channel every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday morning, so come by and say hello. All right, guys. Well, we have something serious to cover today that the team announced officially or addressed yesterday, which is the fact that if you were familiar with Saturday, so I'm recording this Monday morning. If you're familiar, on Saturday, we had this massive dump. Bitcoin didn't do anything. Ethereum didn't do anything. But within Splinterlands, we saw DEC and SPS drop like 10%. Now, DEC stayed above 900 Splintoshis, which was good to see. SPS dropped about 10% from 3 cents down to 2.7 cents. And now we know why. So Yabamat actually posted this yesterday in the official announcements. So I'm going to read through it and then just give some thoughts. All right. So in case anybody's not hopping into Discord regularly or might have missed this over the weekend, this is what they said. So he tagged everyone. He said, "We wanted to inform the community that there was a security incident yesterday relating to some old, no longer used Splinterlands hot wallets that led to approximately 6 million SPS and 8 million DEC being stolen and dumped on the markets. These wallets were used for old bridges between the Splinterlands game and Binance or BSC and Ethereum chains before TerraBlock took over, and we purposely only keep a relatively small amount of tokens in hot wallets at any time for this reason. And we unfortunately did not realize that the tokens hadn't been removed from these wallets after they stopped being used. So we are still looking into how the wallets were compromised. However, there's no indication that anything else has been compromised or is at risk at this time. We apologize to the community for the oversight and will be conducting a thorough review of all hot wallet security over the coming weeks to try to prevent something like this from happening in the future." Apologize. I guess it's Monday morning. I can't speak or I can't read. So let's dig into this. First of all, I just want to say that I appreciate the team addressing this head on. Like I said, Saturday was a little confusing. We saw a major market dip. People were digging into the wallet activity because they were able to see that there was such a massive sale. And so I think some of the community was starting to put the breadcrumbs together. And yesterday, like I said, around 2:05 p.m. my time, that is when the team came out and talked about it. And there is a town hall later today, which I'm sure many questions will be answered. So that is the thing. What are the questions that we need to ask, right? Like I said, at the end of the day, I appreciate the transparency that the team is trying to provide here, and will hopefully provide more in the upcoming town hall and any other questions that need to be asked. I don't really care much about the 8 million DEC. That wasn't as big. But when you think about the SPS that was there, 6 million SPS at roughly 3 cents is like $180,000. So it's not chump change, but it's also not like the Axie hack, which was $600 million, right? But granted, Axie is a much bigger project, and that was a specific bridge hack. And while this may not be considered a quote unquote bridge hack, it's more of a wallet hack that was used for old bridges. Ultimately at the end of the day, it does leave a couple of questions to be answered. So first of all, and I've been calling for this for a while. It's just I would love to have better data integrity just across the ecosystem. So something like this, and I understand, and I'm not trying to like say that the team needs to reveal everything, because that could become a security risk if people know which wallets to target, for example. But we've seen it. The data integrity thing is more so just counting the right numbers for SPS and DEC and all that. But if you remember, a couple of months ago, we found it was 160 million DEC under the couch cushions, which just inflated the number more, which thankfully we've burned through. But now here was an incident where the team had forgotten about 6 million SPS, $180,000 in a wallet that hadn't been used in like a year. And again, is $180,000 a lot of money? Yes. I mean, relatively for some folks, yes. In the grand scheme of things, we've heard Cryptomancer chime in, we've heard Aggie chime in. This is not something. Well, I mean, if you think about it, if they forgot about it, the team didn't really need it in a way. But ultimately, it's just like those funds could have been used for something, or at least someone should have been aware that they were just kind of sitting there. And so I hope that they're able to provide a little bit more clarity on how this happened and potentially who it was, because there's a lot of speculation that I've seen A lot of people digging into the wallet activity, not this specific wallet, but where the funds were actually sent to. So I don't want to jump into that today. I'd rather wait until the team kind of does a closer look both internally and externally, and gives us some kind of insider perspective into what happened and how, what they're doing to prevent it. But like I said, the questions that it leaves are what, for the future, are the assets that we have safe. Now, this was not within Hive, right? This is not within Hive. This is on a BSC and Ethereum chain. Well, specifically, the actions happen on a BSC chain, but the wallet might be tied. Something like MetaMask can have multiple chains for it on the same wallet. So one of the biggest questions are the assets that we have in game on Hive safe. Right. I think this is going to lead to hopefully a better look at security overall. Even though it didn't happen on the Hive blockchain, what we want to make sure is if somebody was able to hack into a wallet owned by the team, that they don't have access to other aspects within either the wallets or more specifically on Hive, because that's where a lot of the value is, right? On Hive. And I would say that probably extends to Hive Engine too, but I don't know how much crossover there is with all of these different projects. Number two, I kind of addressed it already, but the big question is data integrity. Matt, I think, was doing a great job when setting up or working with the validators where he found that 160 million DEC. I think that this would be probably a good time for the team to make sure that they're going through everything. And Cryptomancer did say that this is not something that's going to slow down the roadmap, which is good to hear. But I wouldn't mind, taking resources somewhere within the company and spending a couple of days, even like a week, if we have to delay everything in Q2 1 week, just to do like a full clean sweep of everything and just be like, okay, where are we at? What do we have here? Because I think it'll be good for the long-term health of the game too, right? It's just like, what are the other funds that people have forgotten about, or maybe have lost access to, or whatever the case is. I think this would be a good time to review that. And then finally, I would say whatever they can share about the perpetrator or the wallet, I think would be really helpful for the community. There's all the speculation that it was somebody internally, that it might have been a former employee, or it could have been, like I said, that people are speculating on that wallet, saying that it's a known hacker. But ultimately, whatever they can provide on clarity for that, because there's just so much information floating around right now that nobody really knows, and that makes me nervous, and I'm sure it makes a lot of other folks nervous. I mean, I have confidence that the team is going to try to get to the bottom of this, and will hopefully use this as a relatively cheap learning lesson to make sure that they have all of their bases covered, because I remain bullish on the fact that, like, again, not just Splinterlands related, but I think this summer could be an interesting one for Bitcoin and therefore for crypto. And so if we're already getting attention from, larger potential hackers, right? If that's what it ends up being, if we're already getting attention and the asset values only start to go up because of what the team is doing and what the market is doing, then all of a sudden we have just a bigger target on our back. And I've, a year ago or sometime last year, I remember saying, like, Splinterlands just isn't big enough to have a target on its back yet. But I think this is the shot fired, right? This is the first shot fired across the bow. It did skim us a little bit, right? It did just barely. If you think about, again, $200,000 is not a small amount of money, but still, it's like not gigantic in the grand scheme of things. So this to me is like the shots fired, the shot across the bow, that hopefully will be the turning point to make sure that as the game continues to grow, and it's not just the game anymore when you think about it. I mean, this is a partnership. There's a partnership with what's that called? With Double Coconut for the tower defense game. There's a partnership with the MLSPA for the GLG game and the whole GLS platform, and any other projects that they have. So I mean, this is a good time to make sure that you're investing the time, energy, and effort and resources potentially into making sure that as we grow this ecosystem out, the targets on our back only get bigger. So you want to make sure that the shields are stronger and that there's a lot more focus on that. So just wanted to share this with you guys, share a couple thoughts. Hopefully we get some of these questions answered in today's town hall, but let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Has this shaken any confidence for you? Do you have more resolve now? Is this something that you're not worried about? I'm just trying to get a community pulse here, see where people are at. But that is all I have for this video. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I'll catch you all in the next one and see you around the game. Take care.